Is this already the best Game of Thrones show?
Did Egg run to Dunk to save Tansel Too Tall rather than his uncle Baelor because he wanted his brother Aerion killed, and he knew Dunk might do it, Uncle Baelor wouldn't?
Would you like it if your dreams came true? Even if they were filled with fire and blood and dragons and death and pestilence and
Skip ahead.
Skip okay, ahead. All right.
All that and more on this episode of
the Joffrey Podcast.
Been very busy. Many important matters require King's attention. I'm king now. King now. I am king. I am kiss it. Kiss it again when I return. Your fingers or your king doesn't discuss battle plans with one. Stupid girls. Your fingers or your tongue. I am the king. I'm telling mother. Oh.
Welcome to the Joffrey Podcast. My name's Bubba, and with me, as always, is someone who read the novella, watched the first 3 episodes, and was still shocked that Egg was a Targaryen. It's Catfish.
Bubba, it is a pleasure to be doing this show with someone who's a worse wingman than Stefan Fossaway.
Guys, we're going to be breaking down A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, Episode 4, entitled 7. Dunk angers the Targaryens and demands a trial by combat. When Aerion calls for a trial of the 7, Dunk must find 6 warriors to join him in battle. On this podcast, we're going to play our classic match game battles. We're going to go into the lists and have a debate for the champions. Plus, we are going to answer your great feedback and questions. And this week, we got some doozies. Catfish, we are past the halfway point. We have reached almost the apex to where the climax is coming. What rating did you give episode 4, 7?
Bubba, I gave this episode 10 out of 10. What I like to call triple C's.
Triple C's?
That's right. Triple C stands for Catfish's Companions Chills.
What?
Ms. Catfish, Lady Catfish, got literal chills in this episode, and she said, I just got chills. Amazing. We had it all in this. A badass knighting scene with just amazing cinematography. We got some terrific treachery, rousing speeches about heroism, and then Prince Baelor coming in to join Dunk. And let me tell you something. And then the music swells, and this music is fully earned. After we did a fake-a-rooney in the first episode, this music is now earned. It is a heroic moment. That's why Lady Catfish got chills. As far as I know, since probably the first time she's had them in 10 years. And I'm just kidding.
Wait, what?
Now this, Bubba, is why, even though I love this show more than Lionel loves fingers up his ass, I did not give any of the previous episodes a 10 because I knew I had to leave space to go somewhere. This episode, it was a 10. This is why I'm saying a friend of mine texted me and he says, this is the best Game of Thrones show. Just already. 4 episodes, 2/3 of the way through the first season of this show. I have to agree with him. This show is so great. It's funny. Now it manages to be heroic. It's beautifully shot. It's great. And Bubba, I know you're going to give it a 10 as well because now you have got 2 heroes in this show. Previously only Aerion, now also Stefan Fossaway, Bubba. So what kind of rating did you give tonight's episode? It's going to be a 10.
Okay, well, first and foremost, what season of the show is this?
This is a season uno.
Season 1. Mm-hmm. Now, what episode of season 1 is this?
This is episode 4, even though you might be confused and think it's 7.
Right. The episode is titled 7. So we've got 1, 4, and 7. That should give you a hint as to what rating I'm going to give this episode.
A 12.
No. That math doesn't math.
Just 1 plus 4 plus 7 is 12. I know my math.
I'm giving it 9 triple D's out of 10.
Triple D's?
Yeah. Dunk's defense to drama. Hold on, let me try this again. I'm giving it 9 double G's out of 10.
Double G's?
Yeah. Gas in the grandstands. One guy stood up, he had a little gas in the grandstands. 9 out of 10. Catfish. Let me just say this. I'm not really going to say much of anything other than this episode gave me the feels. Like when it wanted to tug on your heartstrings and get you emotional and get you to feel the passion that Dunk felt, I felt it. 9 out of 10. Let me tell you, there are a couple of moments in this episode where you're like, we are screwed. Sir Baylor, Prince Baylor keeps asking Dunk, what kind of knight are you? And Dunk's like, well, Sir Arlen taught me shield and arms and how to tilt at rings. And you're like, oh boy. Baylor's like, okay, you're doomed. Goodbye, hand and foot. Nice knowing you. But then it also even kept the funny. We have enjoyed a lot of good laughs through these first 3 episodes. This episode, it's not as many laughs. But when the nut flies across the table and my hero, Prince Aegon, is telling Lord Ashford, this is Lord Ashford's castle they're in. They're like, hey, go down under the table.
He doesn't even say anything, Bubba. He just points.
Gold. Absolute gold. Why am I not 10 out of 10 like you are?
Yeah, why not?
I should be 10 out of 10.
You should.
I'm not 10 out of 10 because I want some room in case next week or the week after is even better. This episode had no action. Like, imagine if this episode had had a fun joust in it, it would have been 10 out of 10. But wonderful, wonderful show. A show that I have questioned whether it should have been a movie. And I'll probably still have that debate at times in this episode. But I'll tell you one thing. This is the type of episode where if you're available to hit next episode, you do. It is that you are so engaged at the end of this episode. You're like, let's roll. This is it. It's wonderful.
Absolutely, Bubba. I'm glad you're finally slowly inching up. You're only one... you were like, oh, don't give me a hard time. I was only 1 behind you. Right. Yes, but that 1 is very important, Bubba. It's the one that you're wrong about.
It's season 1, episode 4.
Okay, so we have 1, 4, and 7. So I'm still trying to figure out how you got 9 out of that.
Look, do the math. Yeah, listeners, we love to say, who cares what rating we gave it? We want to know what rating you gave it. If you're watching this on YouTube, go down in the comments. Tell us all the feels you felt in this great episode, or if you weren't engaged. I've seen some people online say this episode felt really slow to them, mainly because that previous episode, ends on such a rush of the puppet show beatdown. And now suddenly, it is this, kind of slow march to gather up the troops. But I loved it. You loved it. Listeners, tell us what you thought. If you're on social media, we're at Double PHQ. The word double, the single letter P for podcast, HQ for headquarters, at Double PHQ. We want to hear from you. We want to also give a big thank you, a big tribute to Axel and Gina of Daily DVR Podcast, a.k.a. Podcast Winterfell, for having us on their podcast this last week to talk about episode 3. Those are fun. If you can't get enough of this great show, be sure to check out Podcast Winterfell with Axel and Gina.
Absolutely. They are smart, informed, and funny.
Yes.
3 things that none of which I am. So please check them out.
All right. So let's prove how much we love your feedback by going to, you ready for it, Catfish? The match game. This is our international famous A Song of Ice and Fire match game games, which we love to play with you, the listeners. We put it out on all our social media accounts and try to match up with your great feedback. Catfish, are you ready for question 1? Sir Stefan Fossaway traded his honor for a lordship.
Okay.
If the 7 gods are just, he'll also receive a blank. Sir Catfish, are you ready?
Yes.
Sir Stefan Fossaway traded his honor for a lordship. If the 7 gods are just, he'll also receive a
visit from Betty, the 9-fingered girl.
This is so Alice had 3, Betty's got 9. Oh, poor Betty.
She sure does. She sure does. Poor Betty. Poor Fossaway.
If the gods are just. If the gods are just. Okay, Catfish, I have 2 answers, so I'm going to ask you to set me up twice.
Oh,
now,
man.
I'm cheating, but I couldn't pick between the 2.
You are. All right. Sir Stephen Fossaway traded his honor for lordship. If the 7 gods are just, he'll also receive a...
Bath, because he stinks.
Like that answer. Okay, okay, edit. All right, Sir Stephen Fossaway traded his honor for a lordship. If the 7 gods are just, he'll also receive...
Worms. Their sigil is the apple, so what would an apple get? It would get worms.
Nothing makes something funnier than having to explain it. All right, Bubba. Woo, you know, you do, I just want to say one thing. You do a great job coming up with these questions, and I'm just going to leave it there.
And
all right.
The answers.
No. Sorry. Don't misquote me.
Okay.
Just the questions. All right, Bubba, let's go. All right, let's go. We've got our good, loyal listener, Caro Joso says,
Sir Stephen Fossaway will also receive...
a long life suffering from grayscale. Alt answer, tickets to the Melania movie. jumping on to Batman's.
You know, which would you rather have, grayscale or the Melania? Tickets to the Melania movie. Terrible. All right, Hamlet is dead, our good buddy on Blue Sky. Sir Stephen Fossaway will also receive...
a double C.
Double C?
Copper crown.
Ooh. He sent a picture of good old Viserys Targaryen receiving his golden crown. Ooh. Hey, Matt Murdoch on Blue Sky, Matthew Murdoch. He said Sir Stephen Fossaway will also receive a...
soured apple mash.
Ugh.
You see what I did there?
Book readers?
See?
Okay, hey, here we go. Shirley on YouTube. Shirley with 3 7s. She said Sir Stephen Fossaway will also receive... a worm!
Oh, ring the bell for one of your answers. Surely it was funny when you said it, but not Bubba.
Hey, Patman, our hero from last week, said Sir Stephen Fossaway will also receive...
a figurative apple coring. Alternative answer, worms. There you go, Bubba. Oh, man. Nicole at Nightwolf Nim with an I says he will receive... a lance hole.
Plus, our buddy Dooley's Left Legs on Twitter said he'll also receive a low-pointing lance through the gut.
Oh, matching Nicole or an organ-destroying STD. People are loving to give alternate answers here.
Here we go.
Your old buddy Bucho at Fisabucho says he will receive a regular slot as a Fox News commentator.
Oh, great.
Nicholas Fortuna says he will receive Sir Arlen's twig up his apple core.
Hello, that's like a match to yours, Catfish.
No, this is a better match to mine.
Oh, here we go.
Satan Claus at S-Claus of Blue Sky says he will receive a visit from Alice with 7 fingers. I think that's close enough. It's the idea. And Mr. Bill's Mafia at Revere Terry says he will receive a chairmanship in the Ted Cruz Admiration Society.
That's nice. Listen, Stephen Fossaway had to go to Cancun when the snowstorm hit and everybody lost power for, Apple reasons. Come on.
Apple reasons.
Terrible. If you want to get in on these match games or ask us to never play them again, go down in our comments. Let us know. This is all so we can have some fun with our loyal listeners. Catfish, it is now time to talk about what you call a 10 out of 10 episode, but you've got to pick just one. What is your favorite scene of this episode? I
don't know why I had to pick just one since you gave 2 answers for the match game, which definitely is not real.
No, come on.
I'm telling Mother.
I think my favorite scene, it's hard because that last scene where Dunk is like rallying everybody. You know what? I'm sorry. The scene between Dunk and Baelor is really cool, but it has to be the scene where Dunk is rallying everybody, and then Baelor, the guy who knows how to make a late entrance, comes in and just boom, because Dunk is just calling all them chicken shits out.
I know. He needed somebody, and isn't it best to get the heir to the throne on your side? Holy smokes.
Not only that, but then to have the heir say a knight is supposed to protect the innocent.
And that's what he was doing.
Yeah.
Well, let me say, I love that scene as an uncle because, I wish, like Prince Baelor, I could participate in the murder of my nephew. So, that's terrible.
Oh, my God.
Terrible.
Jesus.
Well, that's what he could be doing. I mean, we know trials by combat can sometimes end in death, dude.
Hey, it's not murder if you agree that someone could be killed.
Then you call it MMA. What do you call it? Okay, my favorite.
It's whatever's going to happen on the White House lawn.
Oh, there you go. It stays on the White House lawn. Exactly. My favorite scene, and this took me some time. You are right. Dunk calling everybody out. This actor, he has the voice to project frustration and anger and determination, right? Like, gosh, don't you wish you had a voice like that for yelling? Mine, I'm going to go to a scene where there really wasn't much yelling. I'm going to go to the scene where Egg comes into the Fossaway tent with his oldest brother, Daron the Drunken. And Daron the Drunken is pretty much screwed over Dunk. Daron has told everybody, hey, a giant robber knight ran away with my younger brother. Whoopsies. I'm just got to say something so Dad doesn't get mad at me. Sorry, buddy. And then proceeds to say, hey, I'm going to have to fight in this trial by 7. I really don't want to do much. If you just kind of tap me once, I'll fall down and go to sleep.
How many people are going to tell Dunk that they're going to take a dive when they fight him?
Right, exactly. Well, in the other dive scenario where he was going to go against Andrew Ashford, he would get paid for it. This time, he's going to possibly live for it and keep his appendages. So, really good. And what's funny is he should be a new character in this episode. The fact that we kind of saw him in episode 1, we really didn't know anything about him. I just really like Daron the Drunken. I thought he was relatably human in all his flaws, and I love that.
Well, also, you've got to think, right? You're like, okay, when we first heard about him, okay, he's just one of these, wastrel princes who likes to get drunk. But I imagine that having horrific dreams come true would cause you to seek some sort of drugs so that perhaps you wouldn't have those dreams, right? So I think the heavy drinking of alcohol is related to that issue. So even more understandable.
Now, we should point out, I think the show has explained this, but it doesn't kind of hit you over the head with it. Daron the Drunken, Prince Aerion Brightflame, is his younger brother. So they're Prince Maekor, the guy with the white beard who's always angry, infamously known as, and his brother, Prince Maekor, had 4 sons. He had the oldest, who's Daron the Drunken. He's got his next son is Aerion Brightflame, the Angry. We've got a third son that we don't see, who we hear is going to go to the Citadel and become a maester, and he's got Aegon. Those are 4 sons. Right now, he's 0 for 4. He's got a drunk, an angry one. We don't know anything about the maester, but as you were describing him before the show, his youngest, Prince Aegon, is a bald-faced and bald-headed liar. So,
absolutely.
And so, what are you going to do? Maybe that's why he's grumpy. He's like, I keep having sons. They keep coming out terrible.
Well, even after it's great that he disses Aerion. He's like, what, you refuse? What are you, a chicken? And then Aerion comes with this great idea of the 7, and it's pretty much Baelor that has to say, well, yes, he can do that. Because Aerion's father's like, essentially, is like, you don't really see him pull him, but at the end of that scene, he's kind of like, get over here. What's wrong with you?
Well, you do see him at the table. It would be the equivalent of saying, you're doing some effing pilgrim BS to get out of this. What the hell are you doing? You know? Okay, the pilgrims had some rule and you're using that technicality to make it a big spectacle. You stupid sons of mine. So I love it. I love that scene. You know, why is this episode so great? There's not a scene in this that you couldn't have chosen as your favorite scene. They're all good. I hear a lot of people talking about the very first image in the episode where you look up and is it stars or is it no, it's the inside of a prison cell that also looks like a bit scaly, like dragon scales. I mean, really, we were building to this point and it totally paid off.
So good. And Bubba, since it was, we have to talk about now. You love talking about moral and in this show, immoral dilemmas. Yep. And we have got a few here to discuss.
I'm telling Mother.
Why don't you start with this first one? Because the second one is the one that I want to bring up that came to me upon a second rewatch.
Last week, you and I talked about, and we even had it in the thumbnail of our YouTube video. It was like, Egg should have come clean earlier, should have told the truth earlier. And we have a lot of feedback on people saying, no, he shouldn't have. Are you crazy? You crazy? Well, I didn't exactly state it this way, but at this episode opens with Duncan being really hurt. He is emotionally hurt. I mean, he's in prison, and so things are not looking well for Sir Duncan the Tall. But at the present moment, when he sees Egg as Prince Aegon, he's really hurt about this kid lying to him. And here's a question. I think it's understandable why he would be so upset. And his bitter line, you know, oh, we can't have the little princeling disappointed that he couldn't be a squire at the tourney. Was Dunk too harsh? You last week said Egg shouldn't have come clean earlier. He came clean at the exact right time. If that's true, was Sir Duncan too harsh on his squire Egg in his kind of brutal snapping at him? He made the kid cry.
And then he told him to dry your tears.
Yeah, he did. But
stop it. I'm going to let you answer this first because I think my answer is going to lead into my second moral dilemma.
I don't think he was too harsh. I think nobody likes seeing kids cry. Nobody likes kids being punished.
Speak for yourself. Speak for yourself.
Okay. I don't like seeing kids cry. Okay. But this is a prince. I think Egg comes across as a good kid, but it's quite easy to see how Prince Aegon could have been a spoiled kid. Has anybody really explained to him what his actions can do? In the very next scene, Prince Baelor talks about, yeah, you've seen that Prince Aegon doesn't have trouble telling fibs. And so I think it was harsh, but I don't think it was too harsh because I do believe Egg needed to learn this lesson. And admittedly, I don't think Egg was really deliberately trying to hurt Dunk. But as we also heard in that next scene, you cannot be aiming to hurt someone and still that be the outcome. So I think Duncan was not too harsh. That says me. What do you say?
Okay, I think he was appropriately harsh. Okay. And this is because we touched on it a little bit last week, but we hit it at the top of the show. This is one of my questions. Egg did not need to involve Dunk in saving Too Tall Tansel. And in fact, it was only Egg that was able to stop his older brother. So Dunk is in this position because Egg involved him
that is
in a fight that
true.
that maybe he could win, but if he did, he would be in trouble for killing Aerion. So was this really, do we really believe that Egg was like, oh, I have to take care of this right away, so I can't go to Baelor, or I can't notify the King's Guard. I can't grab anybody and say, I mean, he could have stopped this from the very beginning, even before Tansel had her fingers broken.
100%.
So since he involved Dunk, he's definitely to blame for Dunk's present situation.
Ooh, I love you saying that. Now, let me say, you would still get in trouble, but a slightly more level-headed Dunk could have simply pulled Aerion off of Tansel. He
and put his hands on Aerion.
Right. So
listen,
what I'm saying
if we
is
know Aerion as well as Egg does, and know that would have led to the same problem.
Possibly, but it is different between bear hugging somebody, at least in today's society. Bear hugging him, and he punched him twice, kind of rolled him over, and then kicked him in the face. So I'm not saying you still wouldn't be in the same predicament, but could Dunk have maybe just grabbed Tansel and run for it and got away from her, the prince? I don't know. I'm just saying that both parties are to blame, but I agree with your original premise. Egg got Dunk into this, not only to save Tansel, but to lay the hammer down on his brother, don't you think?
Yeah, I mean, with good reason, he hates Aerion, and we find out later on that Aerion threatened his black-haired stones.
Aerion said, "There's no way you're going to grow up to be Sir Arlen. I'll fix that."
Yeah. You might grow up to be one of my sisters. Woof, that is...
So immoral dilemma. Does Egg deserve to be in this trial by combat? If he's kind of really the impetus for the trouble.
Yeah, do you think they would count him as 7? It's really seemed...
How about a 0.5?
It really seemed unfair that they're like, if you only get 6. I'm like, well, can we just roll with 6? Like, what kind of rules are these?
The gods want 7. There's 7 gods, Catfish.
Okay, all right, okay.
All right, here we go. Here, let's have a moral dilemma for you here.
Okay.
Say this didn't go to trial by combat and just went to trial. You're the attorney. Mm-hmm. How are you going to defend Aerion claiming that killing the symbol of the royal family is... heresy, evil, even if it's in a children's puppet show? Let's see you defend that, lawyer Catfish.
Oh, I think everyone should understand that is the absolute truth. I mean, the dragons are a representative of us. Mm-hmm. And if you are showing in any situation the dragons being killed, you are making a threat to us, even if it is veiled. The dragons are our sigil. This is a show with knights. You know what I mean? If it wasn't a show with knights and it was just a dragon walking along the forest, whatever. But this is specifically a knight, and this is specifically against our house. Definite political threat, no doubt about it.
Now, what if the same in the puppet show, the same knight who slays the dragon, then later ate an apple without paying for it? Would the Fossaways then also have a reason to be like, off with their fingers?
Yeah, everyone right,
let's go.
Everyone gets a stab at Too Tall.
Okay, Catfish. Based on what you've seen in the show, why did Hand of the King, heir to the throne, Prince Baelor, join this 7-on-7 fight? And what about the political implications of literally saying, hey, he punched and kicked my nephew and I don't want him to suffer any punishment for it? What do you think of Baelor's political reasons and maybe moral reasons for joining the fight?
I mean, the reasons are definitely moral, even though he is he gives a great look in his great conversation with Dunk when Dunk's like, aren't they supposed to protect the innocent? And the actor just playing Baelor gives him a look like, do you still believe that bullshit?
Doesn't the tooth fairy have a moral obligation to leave me some money under my pillow for my tooth?
So I think it has to be that Dunk appeals to him unless he finds this whole side of the family just better cut off, which he might. So he might be doing his own political stuff, but even though he's sort of a grumpy, more realpolitik guy, I think there's something in Dunk that appeals to him.
I think so too. I wonder, I should say, there's the scene where it's obvious the scene of him and Dunk alone. It's like he's leading Dunk to say, choose trial by combat. But there is the one moment after Dunk offers trial by combat and Prince Aerion says, I refuse, where Prince Baelor looks over at Aerion and is like, you could just, cancel the charges, right? Hey, you don't want to do a trial by combat? You could, right? That's a possibility. Aerion never considered this, but to me, that's the way Baelor almost was that's the way I think Baelor would have loved this to have gone, to have been like, okay, you don't want to do a trial by combat, then let's just cancel, let's cancel the charges.
Right.
Not
what if he had said something like, how much more unpopular do you want to be in this town?
Or what if, well, we know Aerion's kinks and things. What if he said, okay, if you don't want to do a trial by combat, how about we'll let you kill another horse, baby? Oh, Catfish, here we go. One of our immoral questions. Sir Stefan Fossaway gave up his honor, but he got raised to a lordship. Would you give up your honor to be, raised to a lord? Lord Catfish, would you do it? What would it take?
Did you say I would be called Lord Catfish?
Yeah, right now you're
enough.
called.
That's it. That's all I need. That's all I need. I don't need any lands. I don't need extra money. I don't need riches, fame. As long as I can say, please refer to me as Lord Catfish. That's it. That's all I need. That's all I need.
But what about your honor?
Not just sneaky to abandon him, but Stefan was really talking shit. No, I am with you. No, this is horrible. I'm gonna get more. I'm gonna get more guys. I got your back, bro. This is completely covered.
You won't die under my watch. Well, I will just look away.
You might die under my lance.
I think obviously, if we're talking about the morality of this, if Stefan hadn't said all that stuff in the tent, like let's say he had never seen Dunk and just he got this opportunity. Wait a minute, I can be a lord. This guy I don't know about, he's going to have to go up against, Kingsguard members and stuff. All I have to do is be one of the 7. I almost don't even have to do anything and I get to be a lord. I have to be honest, I'm not sure how immoral that is, but when you have just hours ago said, dude, I'm on your side. I'm going to get people to fight with you. You're not dying under my watch. To do it then, I would need lands. Yes, I'm getting the title Lord. I would need lands. I would need wives. I would need my sons and daughters into good marriages. I mean, come on, dude. An hour ago, I gave this guy my word. Words are wind, right? George R.R. Martin, there you go. Listeners, we're asking all these questions. If you have a thought, if you say, once again, you could, for argument, say that you're Stefan, how are you going to get to be a lord? It's too hard. This is a one-time thing. And he's got to look out for his family and his stuff. And so, I could see a way you could almost forgive this. I don't know. I don't know.
It's just horrible. It's so horrible. But speaking of traitors, Bubba.
Okay.
What about our Tata to traitorous Tansel? It's like she's packed her bags to Dorne already. She peaced out. So much for thanking our boy Dunk.
Dude, and let me say, everybody, we're pointing out Tansel Too Tall, but every puppeteer, everybody associated with this show is under the knife, right? You have put on a show multiple nights of a dragon getting slain. This, they almost had 2 shows. Come see our show for Florian the Fool, and then come see our show for the mirrored shield attack on the dragon. And so
it's a shame that they were doing shows in repertory that Aerion caught this one rather.
Right, exactly. Come back. You don't like this one? Come back tomorrow. We got a different show for you. Is it bad that the whole puppet troupe and Tansel, who theoretically only had one finger broken because Dunk stepped in, that they're not standing trial, that they just said, we're going to pack our things and run away to Dorne? I'm not sure about the morality of it. I think it's damn smart. How about that?
It's also smart to get a lordship for free.
There you go. There you go. So,
Well, that's what I'm saying, but I clearly am not saying that's the moral choice.
well, what do you think? You put this question in the doc. Did Tansel and the puppet team, were they immoral by peacing out and running?
I don't think I could say it any better than you did. They were smart to peace out, and morality doesn't even come into it.
Okay, Catfish, this isn't morals, but
Okay.
we had two ways of looking at this new sigil painted on Dunk's shield.
Right.
Dunk originally looks at it. He's like, it's the color of sunset, aka night's falling. We got this star falling. This is a shield that's pretty much showing death. Where your favorite person who speaks of himself in the third person, Steely Pate, said, no, dude, that elm tree's alive. It's a symbol of life and spring, and you're okay. What do you think? Let's hear art critic Catfish. Which is it? Life or death on that shield?
First of all, it's definitely life because that tree is healthy and alive. And then there's the falling star, which you can wish upon the falling star. So I'm completely pro. I'm half a glass full on this one. What about you?
No, I never thought of the shield as symbolizing death, but it is, night's coming, the star is falling. But I'm with Steely Pate. I'm with you. If you've got a big, completely green, growing elm tree that takes up most of the shield, that is about the tree of life, buddy. That is, you are good to go. And we already talked about him, but Darren the Drunken came out and he lied about what happened with his brother and stuff. And he kind of pointed the finger indirectly at Sir Dunk. To make up for it, he's like, in this fight of the seven, I'll take a dive. Is that enough restitution for lying about somebody?
Well, not only that, but Aerion used it as part of his case to have a trial by the seven because the whole family has been wronged, not just him.
Yep.
You think in most cases that sort of when you have, kids and they're, you get the oldest and the next like that, that the oldest one kind of has the most power. But it's clear in this family that the most psychotic has the most power, and that's Aerion. So I'm sure that he is scared of Aerion.
So that makes okay to make up this lie?
Absolutely not.
All right.
Even worse to stick with it.
Catfish, we've talked about morality. Listeners, we want your thoughts. This whole episode, once again, so great, but brings up these questions about, where on the morality scale do you fall? Let's hear your thoughts on them. We can't wait to let you know.
I'm telling Mother.
Our host, Catfish, I love teasing him about how he read this book so long ago, he doesn't really remember what's going to happen. Catfish, we found out about a Triple D.
Triple D?
Darien Dragon Dream about, hey, dude, I dreamed of you down on the ground, a dead dragon on top of you. To me, that was a bad omen. And so I want you to stay away from me. And I've been drunk. Now,
right. So Dunk might say to him, well, then maybe you don't want to be in this fight, bro.
Yeah. Right.
Maybe you should take back your slanderous words.
Well, how about also listen, when you tap me on the head, I mean tap. I want one finger. Too hard a blow. Don't do that because I could be dead. Now, I would point out, without trying to spoil anything, that the dead dragon, we've seen the dead dragon that's a giant dragon. It was a giant puppet, and it's dead. Or is it hinting that we're going to have more dead dragons? What do you think, Catfish? What does this evil dream portend?
Listen, again, when anyone has a dream or does some soothsaying on these shows, I assume 100% it's going to happen. So I don't know how it is going to be, but presumably it will be one of your heroes, Aerion, that will be foisted upon Dunk's sword.
I'll never forgive you, Egg, for putting Dunk in this scenario to hurt Aerion.
I'm telling Mother.
Right, Bubba,
Yeah.
we've got to go back to something that we have not had so far about this show, and that is one of our old classics, one of our old classic games. It's the Double K.
Double K?
Yeah, Catfish Question. I want to know, I love this show, but there's one thing that I don't understand why they are doing it.
Let's hear it.
They are continually toying with us about whether Dunk was knighted. They did it twice in this episode. Once when he hesitated knighting Foss away, and once a little bit later on we saw a flashback with Sir Arlen standing above him giving the kind of like, maybe. I don't know why they are toying with us about this. The only thing I can think of, and it's just a question, I don't think it's right, is because they want us to separate the notion of honor from knighthood. That doesn't kind of make sense to me because we already have a lot of evidence contradicting that knighthood has got anything to do with goodness. But why do you think the show keeps us guessing about this?
Well, Catfish, I want to say I even thought there was another one in this episode.
Okay.
Of where Dunk and Raymond Fossaway, the squire, soon to be knighted Sir Raymond, but they were in the tent, and Raymond tells Dunk, he's like, maybe you should run. Dunk's like, well, won't they kill me if I run? Raymond, won't they kill you anyway? And then Dunk says, well, maybe this is because I deserve it, because I don't know my place. And is he trying to hint that I don't know my place because I'm acting like a knight and I'm not actually a knight? I think
I just don't know why they're making such a big deal out of us, like, discovering at the end whether he is or he isn't.
I think, and this is just an assumption, and there's no right or wrong in this, I would think that what they want is us to question, does it matter? Like you pointed it out, does it matter? Dunk gives that incredibly passionate speech in front of the grandstands. And he's like, listen, I did what was right. I protected the innocent. I did what Sir Arlen taught me. And if you fight with me, your sons will see that you're doing the right thing too. And nobody does. And so I think that the title is great, having Sir Catfish, Sir Bubba, Lord Catfish, when you switch sides.
Thank you. Yes. I Suck think, it, Dunk.
I think the point is we're questioning it, but we're seeing that if he is or he isn't, it doesn't matter. He's still got honor, right? Like he's still with honor. And
right.
Seems maybe it's fun to see that you don't even have, maybe it's trying to say you don't actually have to have been knighted a knight.
I can see that, but it feels like that they keep bringing it up so that it's going to be more of a big deal when it's revealed. Unless someone makes some sort of speech like, you're more honorable than all the knights I've whatever, it still makes it feel like they're making it more important by really just like, hello, we don't know yet whether he is or he isn't. I want you to keep thinking about this.
What did you take that Sir Arlen scene to be? In some ways, I forget the exact moment it hits in the show. Like, does it hit after he's gone and seen everybody? Or no,
it's after the knighting.
Right, it's after the knighting of Raymond.
Right. It's just sort of weirdly thrown in there when he's talking to the people. When he's like, is no one... does no one have honor?
Right. Well, it's like even a question of, is this a memory of him being down on his knee one time and looking up at Sir Arlen and Arlen, shrugging like, dude, I don't know. Or is it a thing about Dunk thinking, what would Sir Arlen do at this moment? And Sir Arlen giving him a like, dude, I don't know.
Oh,
it's just a hedge knight. So,
all right. I just want to leave that out there, for our listeners to sort of, help out. This is when Catfish asks a question. It's because he's lost in the woods and needs you to throw some acorns down so he can win his way home. All right, Bubba. Now you say it wasn't that there wasn't a lot of funnies on this episode.
No.
But I disagree because I came up with a bunch in the section we like to call the Song of Fire and Ice Cold.
Now, Catfish, you are just switching the order of fire and ice because you want ice cold to come last because you want ice cold discs.
Yes,
Okay.
because then it's no fun if you say the song of ice cold and fire. You see, you've got
Okay, fair enough. I just want our listeners to understand that you're switching it on purpose. Sure, okay.
It's called timing. All right. So here we go. This is Egg to Baelor. Once again, Egg calling for his brother's death. I wish Sir Duncan had killed him.
Ouch.
But Bubba, I have a strange feeling on the next episode there will be a town crier that Egg has hired walking through town. Egg wants Aerion dead. Egg wants Aerion dead.
Dude.
Dunk to Baelor. I already mentioned this moment when he said, "Don't all knights take the same oath to protect the innocent?" And Baelor's look of like, "Oh, you sweet innocent sheep," was just hilarious to me. And Aerion's father not pretending that he knows about this old timey stuff when he says, "What the fuck is a trial of 7?" He.
Do you love this guy? Hold on. You always talk about me loving Prince Aegon Brightflame. Do you not love Father, a.k.a. and his brother, Maekor? This guy is great.
Bubba, I made a note so I could make sure to say this on the show. He is a delightful sourpuss, and this actor is squeezing every last drop out of his lines. It is glorious. Again, you mentioned it, also funny. The whole Lord Ashford on his nutshell hunt. Again, perfect ending. He comes up with the nutshell when people are gone. I got it, guys. Oh, no, everyone's gone.
Okay.
And then your traitor, Stefan, because Dunk says the Dragon House will not look kindly on those that oppose them. And Stefan says, Dragon House? Where are their dragons? Which is a really good point that Stefan quickly ignores. Our boy Lionel. By the way, another great point for the show to contradict a Triple B. Book blowing Bubba, that Lionel does not featured it in the actual story this is based on, and he's been a delightful addition to this show.
Well, yeah, okay. Read this line, and then I'll go a bit deeper to that.
Lionel says, "I wasn't about to miss the chance to bloody up the Kingsguard in their pretty white gowns."
Not nice. No, now let me say, Lionel Baratheon is in the story, and he is part of Sir Duncan's 7. That story, as I have intimated multiple times across these podcasts, is really, really short. So what that means is that Lionel Baratheon is like name-checked, but he doesn't really appear in the story until this moment, until he's one of the people who's like, hey, I'm on your side, Sir Dunk. So all the fun tug-of-war stuff, all the fun dirty songs about the fingers up the bum, all the fun dancing in the previous episodes, that's all new. But it's not like he wasn't in the story. It was more like, this story's so short, we got to have stuff to do. Hey, let's have Baratheon be party dude.
Right. Well, I mean, I wasn't saying he wasn't in the story,
right.
But he just wasn't. You put it right. Name-checked. Right. Not the delightful presence he is in the show. And then, Bubba, one more song of ice cold and fire.
Thank you.
You see how bad that sounds? Is what I like to call the double F.
Double Fs?
The fart fake out.
Oh
when
God.
Dunk's calling people out, he's like, I did fall for it. You know why, Bubba?
Why?
Because they were smart. Because they played not the Game of Thrones music, but they played some triumphal music like, yes, we've got our last guy. And then he lays a fart on it, Bubba. So all those delicious things, which is going to be your favorite? Or are you going to go off the board?
No. I've already said it. Lord Ashford in his own castle at his own high table, having to go under the table to retrieve the nut. Solid gold. All
right, and I'm going to go with my boy. You tried to stop me to make sure that I give him all due praise, and I heaped it on him, and I'm going to heap some more. It's my boy Maker. What the F is a trial of 7? Just having 0 Fs to give. All right, Bubba.
Yeah.
We've got to go with our champion of the week now. We've got to pick somebody who was the bestest boy or girl in the show.
Was there a girl in this episode? I know we saw the friendly red-headed whore in the stands, and we saw Lord Ashford's daughter, who this tournament is supposed to be about.
That was just a general introduction of the category for people who may not know. Right, yes, if there's none available this week, I just don't want to say that we're only going to limit it to the boys of the episode.
All right, let's hear it.
Bubba, who's your champion this week?
Well, now just because we just mentioned her, Lord Ashford's daughter. Like, this is my 13th name day birthday tourney. My dad has literally gone broke, and he's trying to fix the tournament because he overspent on my birthday. I never had a dad overspend on my birthday, number one. Number two, her birthday is going to go down in history because it has this awesome Battle of the 7-on-7 in it. And so for me...
However, I don't know. They didn't spread the news on this. It's a very sparse crowd. You know what it's going to be?
Yeah, that's true.
It's going to be like one of those early shows for a band that everyone's going to be like, I was there. I was there. Yeah. Were you there for the Fight of the Seven? I was right in front.
Right. Listen, I went down early for Lady Gwyn's birthday, but later it became this awesome bloody battle. So Lady Gwyn is my winner. She's going to have everybody talking about her birthday. The things that happened at the tourney in her honor for history. Good work, Lady Gwyn. You won.
I got to give it to Baelor for trying to pump up Dunk, then trying to calm down Aerion, and then, like I said, the guy knows how to make a delayed entrance and then do some smack talk. So I'm my champion of the week, Baelor.
Okay, listeners, who won episode 4 entitled 7? Go on social media, tell us, go down in the comments, let us know your champion.
I'm telling
Now, Catfish, we're going to pick a champion for our second match game 2.
All
right, you read this one, Catfish.
Prince Aegon the drunken Targaryen is afraid of ending up in a hell without any good wine, where he'd be forced to drink blank. Wow.
Catfish, I'm going to give another warning that I came up with a million things. None of them especially killed me. So, okay, where would Prince Aegon the drunken really be? What would he be forced to drink in hell? Non-alcoholic beer. O'Doul's.
All right, I'll take that. O'Doul's is good. O'Doul's is good. All right. Good. Read it for me and I'll give you mine. Yeah.
Catfish. Prince Aegon the drunkard Targaryen is afraid of ending up in a hell without any good wine where he'd be forced to drink
Bud Light.
That's how. Hold on. Let me really quickly say that
beer snob now. I'm a beer snob.
We're going to say that we have already said, and we're going to say many actual real life products for the remainder of these answers. If any of these companies want to sponsor this podcast, we will edit out your brand and only refer to it as the God of the Seven Heavens for the rest of eternity. So
the bestest. Your brand could be the bestest. All right, here we go. Prince Aegon the drunken Targaryen is afraid of ending up in hell without any good wine, where he'd be forced to drink. Mr. Bill's Mafia, Revere Terry says,
the blood of the dragon.
Oh,
that is terrible. That is terrible. He'd be forced to drink bottom flea soup from Hamlet is Dead. But guess what? He had an alternate. You ready?
Yeah. He sent a picture. It's Boone's Farm Strawberry Hill citrus wine.
Oh man, God. Boone's Farm. You really got dissed.
All right, and Satan Claus says in hell he would have to drink gut milk.
Now that is a brilliant tie-in to another show we podcast about here, Only Murders in the Building. That is a drink on that show called Gut Milk. Satan Claus gets an official ring of the bell, even if he didn't match anybody, because I should have matched him. That was a great answer.
All right, your old buddy Bucho at Fists of Bucho says he would be forced to drink raw goose eggs.
Ugh. Yuck. Worked for Rocky. Okay, so Batman at Batman on Blue Sky said he'd be forced to drink wildfire. Oh,
woo. That has got to have a sting. Although I tell you what,
Yeah,
if
not
they
as
could,
big a sting as the next answer.
if they could, they would put that in slushies in New Orleans for sure. All right, Dooley's left leg says he'd be forced to drink Natty Lights.
Ouch.
And Matt Murdoch, Matthew Murdoch, he says he'd be forced to drink Anheuser-Busch products. I think that's a coincidence. That's like a ring of the bell.
Let me say, hold on real quick. If you know Matt Murdoch, isn't he from Missouri, where the Anheuser-Busch products are from St. Louis, Missouri? Matt taking a painful swipe at his hometown.
Look, he knows
brewery.
these things. We've got to defer to his expertise. Gen X Cat Mom says he'd be forced to drink Schlitz malt liquor or Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Okay. Oh my God, that's bad. Catfish, of the two, if you could be forced to drink one, which would you do, Schlitz or Pabst? Oh God, I think I'd actually drink Pabst. Oh my God.
Once again, Sophie's choice, probably Pabst. I have a friend who does a, I host at my house. They do the little the Bratfest, and she soaks them in Pabst for.
Hey, that would actually be okay. That'd be okay. All right, here we go.
Sure. All right, Nicholas Fortuna says he'd be forced to drink endless goblets of New Coke.
Oh, that is tough. But then here we go. You ready?
I'm ready. It's
this
so
might
good.
Be a great answer. Our good friend Nicole at Night Wolf Nim on Blue Sky. He'd be forced to drink Fossaway cider and listen to them do millions of their damn apple puns.
Oh God, that is hell. That is completely. That is hell.
Now, once again, Pabst, if it's Schlitz, Anheuser-Busch,
right?
If you want to
Boone's Farm.
Boone's Farm. If you want to sponsor this, we will only drink your liquor on the air. Hell yeah! Please, please, please. Okay, Catfish.
Yeah.
It is time to enter the tourney.
Okay.
So here it's going to be.
I'll put my name on the list.
Put your name on the list. You've got to join this trial by 7. Which side are you joining and why?
Ooh. In the time where there were spots available to join, I think my answer would have been different if I saw the final 7 versus 7. Although, to be clear, in Dunk's group, there's a squire and a guy with a broken leg. So that is not...
And a dude with one eye whose peripheral vision is going to be terrible.
Hey, that's right. But hey, he came back. He's the madman we need for this.
Oh, good point.
If I was being recruited, I for sure would have gone with the crazy Targaryens. For sure.
If I was going to join one, I think this depends where I consider my status in life is. Because I think there are positives of both sides. We saw Stefan Fossway got bumped up from a knight to a lord. That is really sweet. That is a nice boost. However, what did Dunk really want to accomplish? He wanted to go to this tourney and, kind of make a name for himself so he could get into somebody's house, right? And be a knight for a nobleman.
Right, right.
There is a chance, like if I thought I'm really, I'm as low as Dunk is, this isn't the tournament, obviously. This is a battle of life and death, trial of the 7. However, if, say, I could go against a Kingsguard and live and hold my own, that could really get me some juice, right? Like I could really make a name for myself going against the Kingsguard. So considering where I am in life, I will also join Prince Aerion's team. I just need to bump up. I just need to bump up to Lord. I don't need, I'm not so far down that I need to go against the Kingsguard because that's not good. But this is our tourney battle because we joined both the same sides. Let me ask you this. Aerion's side of 7, 3, meaning nearly half the people on his side are the Kingsguard. They really can't hit Baelor, and Egg, implied that they might actually spend the whole fight going, protecting the people on his team as opposed to fighting you. So maybe you do want to be on the other side if it's like, 3 of the 7 on the other side literally are just there to protect, So
I know, but you have to remember, I think when it comes to a 7-7 fight, sometimes the best defense is a good offense. So you could protect your guy by killing the hell out of the other guys. And the Kingsguard, I mean, let's face it, the Kingsguards are like the Navy SEALs of this time. You do not want to mess with them.
Wait a minute. How about this? How about this?
Yeah.
What if I do a Stefan and switch sides to become a lord? But then I also pull a Darren the Drunken, and on the first hit, I just lay down. Wow, it's like, oh, you got me. Then I get to be a lord, and literally, I've taken one bruise.
You know what?
That may not be too bad.
Finally, you've chosen the most moral pathway here.
Listeners, which side would you go on? We can't wait to hear from you, and we're not going to wait to hear from you. Let's get to your brilliant feedback.
I'm telling Mother.
Some general feedback here from El Presidente 7, aka AJ 1918. Says, hey, Bub and Catfish, I haven't watched the show yet because I was so down on Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon. Do you recommend Night of the Seven Kingdoms? Without reservation, my friend. Without reservation, I recommend.
Now, El Presidente left this on our YouTube videos as just a comment. And so I assume you haven't even gotten deep enough into our videos to actually see us give these high ratings of, 10 out of 10 for Catfish, 9 out of 10 for me. So hopefully you did just go a bit deeper into this. I'll write in YouTube and tell you to watch more. But yeah, I think Catfish, you made this great point at the beginning. You almost don't need to know anything to go in and watch this. So if you were down on House of the Dragon and maybe quit and didn't finish it, that doesn't matter. You can come into this cold and still really enjoy it. It's a great show. It's so easy. We always complain, Catfish, our listeners certainly know you are an actor. What do you think about shows where the episode count is so small in a season? This is a 6-episode season. The episodes are only, 35, being generous, minutes long? Is this too short to really get into it? Obviously not if you're giving it 10 out of 10. But I think as a viewer, it makes it easy. Everything's so easy. The episodes are so short, so engaging. I definitely watch it, El Presidente, I would say.
They have there is no fat in these episodes. None at all. All right, well, we got some feedback on this episode. Episode 4, confusingly titled 7. And then if you add, it's the first season, then somehow Bubba gets a 9, gives it a 9. Nicholas Fortuno gave this episode 1,000 out of 10 double Ds.
Wait, double Ds?
Duncan's devoutness. This show has been such a great surprise. I never thought it was going to be as amazing as it has been.
Wow.
And Matthew Murdoch, our good buddy who used to comment on the music, but he's too big for us now, said that is definitely one of the best uses of
Ramin Djawadi's theme.
Ramin Djawadi's theme in any game of show to date. The show has finally stepped into the fist-pumping stage, and that is what I absolutely agree on. Cam Shay Camille, our longtime loyal listener, said episode 4 of The Night of the Seven Kingdoms has been the best so far.
Whoa.
I cried when Egg cried, when Dunk got his shield, and when he gave the speech to get a knight to join him. Wow. I was truly shocked when Baelor joined him. 10 out of 10.
Wow.
But Camille is so nervous for the next episode.
Yes. Ooh. Yeah, Game of Thrones, all these shows are not, people aren't going to join into a circle and, hug it out. This is going to be some hardcore fighting.
Oh, my God. And now Satan Claus, so good. Last week we talked about the actress who played the innkeeper's also playing the fortune teller. My suspicion was she's got to have another gig when the inn is empty. But Satan Claus also spotted another playing a double role. He said that the actor playing Egg is also playing Sir Arlen of Penetree's...
oh, no, God. Satan Claus. Evil. I hadn't read that comment. Who left that in the notes?
All right, Bubba, you want to read some of this feedback from episode 3?
Our good friend Shirley on YouTube wrote, I don't think, and so this we were talking about, hey, Egg, bald face, bald headed liar. She said, I don't think Egg owed Dunk any explanation for what he did. He gave him one in episode 4, but Shirley was writing this after episode 3. She said, Egg was the one making all the, oh no, she said Dunk was the one making all the wrong assumptions and not getting any of the clues that Egg was kind of admittedly giving up. Shirley continues, what upset me in this episode 3, that somehow it didn't upset her when she read this novella, is that Dunk is a bit dense, ignorant. He doesn't really understand the ramifications of his actions. But Egg, he's a prince. He should understand. He could have tried to stop his brother without involving Dunk.
Right, exactly, yes.
Did he wish Dunk to kill his brother? What is his motivation in calling on Dunk in that moment? Was he just being a little kid and not really thinking? Either way, Shirley, like everybody says, she loves this show.
Well, what's nice is she asked the same question I did. I hadn't read her review. And what's nice is instead of answering her question, I'm also asking the question. So keep going, listeners. Tell myself and Shirley the answer to this question. And Wendy Mills says in this episode, Egg gets a triple P.
Wait, what is a triple P?
It's a painful pyrotechnic prophecy.
Yep. And you still tipped. That's what I keep pointing out. Now, we did on last week's podcast, we kept asking, should Egg have told the truth sooner?
Right.
A bunch of great feedback on this. Pat Man said, Dunk is not in a position to demand absolute honesty. Not if he wants to be eligible to use the trial by combat as his legal defense. Well, there you go. Okay, there you go.
Well, Batman has what he thinks is the answer, but I think the show is not doing it. All right, and so Carol Josos for episode 3 says, I don't see how Egg needed to tell Dunk the truth. Has Dunk told Egg that he really isn't a knight? Once again, this whataboutism is killing me. Truly enjoyed this episode. I give it a 9 out of 10 quadruple T's.
Wait, hold on. Quadruple T's.
Targaryens tell tall tales.
Oh, that's true. Very good.
Aerion is trying to tell us the dragon shouldn't die. Right. And Egg is trying to tell us he's just like us. One of us. One of us. The seer in the story reminded me of the fortune teller in one of the Piers Anthony's books who tells the soon-to-be protagonists their futures. Thank you for the shout-outs. Looking forward to your next discussion earlier than usual. Hope your Falcons win the Super Bowl.
There is somebody paying attention. Very good, Caro Joso.
I'm just here for the good game and thought-provoking commercials. And the goalie monkey, in the answer to the question, should Egg have told the truth sooner, simply said no and no and no. Thank you very much.
Cam Shea sent the same thing on Threads. No, no, no. But she also had a great question to end this feedback section, Catfish. She says, on the official A Night of the Seven Kingdoms podcast.
Wait, that's not us?
Almost us. She said the host picked who they would want in their fight for a trial by 7. So you pick Westeros characters who would join you in a trial by 7. Camille said she picked her 6, and they were all from Game of Thrones. She picked Jon Snow, Jaime effing Lannister, the Hound, Oberyn Martell, Brienne of Tarth, and Khal Drogo. She debated Arya and Bronn, but those are her 6. Catfish, that is a good 6. I think I've got a better 6 for my trial by combat, but who you got?
Well, I mean, look, I can't blame her for this.
It's good. It's good.
I mean, Oberyn, Brienne, Khal, the Hound. I don't know if there's a weak link in there. I think it's Jon Snow. Now, Bronn, it depends how much money we have to offer him.
Yes.
I'm gonna take Arya. I'm gonna replace Jon Snow with Arya.
Okay, so I am also taking Arya, but I think Camille and you have left off a couple of great options. If we're doing all the characters, why not 1-1 the Giant? Let me get him on my team. Also, why is nobody picking the Night King? That guy has got some great fights. He got some great moves. He has a great support staff. I'm going with the Night
I'm sorry, it's not a fight of the 70,000, Bubba. He can't bring all his bros.
No.
He can't bring all his bros.
As long as it's divisible by 7, he's fine.
Okay. Well, I don't think we should have Arya and the Night King on the same team. I think that might cause some problems.
Right. Listeners, who would you have fight in your 7 of 7 trial by 7 combat? We want to hear. Next week, Catfish, it is episode 5, entitled In the Name of the Mother.
I'm telling mother.
For everybody here at Double PHQ, my name's Bubba. You can find me on all social media at Fittin' Trim. That's FITTENTRIM. Fittin' Trim on social media.
And I am Catfish. You can hit me up on Instagram and Blue Sky at G to the man. That's GEETOTHEMAN. And we'll talk to you next week on the Joffrey of Podcast.
I'm telling mother.
All right, we're going to release this hours before the Super Bowl. Who you got as your Super Bowl winner, Catfish?
Oh, I think it's going to be Seahawks big.
Oh, really?
I think it's going to be a blowout. Yeah.
Okay.